Hey, this is Mike Hobbs, and today I want to talk a little bit about teaching kids about money and the importance of that. And, I really started thinking hard about this because I look back at my life and I remember, I never got taught. No one ever told me about money. No one ever told me about, how much you should be saving every single paycheck, how much you should put towards investments, how much you should be doing, and really financially educating me. I've never had that when I was growing up. So I started really digging deep into this because, being in the home-based business industry that I'm in, we're really starting to make a lot of money, and we're looking to teach our kids some wealth principles and some financial education. So I started buying stuff like the cash flow games for our kids. I got this book, Rich Kid, Smart Kid. Okay, and this is actually a book from Robert Kiyosaki. So I bought a bunch of Robert Kiyosaki books that teach. This one actually teaches parents how what to teach your kids for the financial type of education. Then there's those board games and some other cool stuff. But I wanted to point out a couple things on why teaching kids about money in this industrial or in this information age right now is vitally important. Vitally important. There's a couple points he makes in here, and one of them is based on government studies. So I'm just reading right out of the introduction. It's kind of interesting. I got so much value just from the introduction of this book, right? Based on the government study of 100 people, so 100 people at the age 65. So they did a government study. One of them is rich, okay, one out of 100. Four are comfortable, okay, so keep in mind, four of them are comfortable, one of them is rich, and five are still working. So basically, at the age 65, five are still working, four are comfortable, and one is rich. So that's 10 out of 90, right? 56 need government support or family support, okay? And the rest are dead. So I don't know about you, but I don't want to be in the 56 category where we're actually relying on government support or relying on family to take care of us. Okay, at the age 65. I mean, what kind of life is that? And then, five of them are still working their jobs at the age 65, slaving away at the age 65. And there's only five out of 100 that really make it. Four are comfortable, one is rich. Now, that to me is an insane number. And he actually goes on to explain why and how you actually can avoid this, okay? And a couple other statistics here. He talks about, the industrial age and the information age and what the difference is. A couple points here. The industrial age, the employer was responsible for your retirement plan. Okay, so back in the olden days, the employer would give you a job and then they would give you a retirement plan. That is no longer the case. The information age, you as the employee are responsible for your own retirement plan. Okay, if you run out of money after the age of 65, it is your problem, not the company. That is a true statement. True statement. Okay. In the industrial age, you became more valuable the older you got. So the older you are, you actually become more valuable to the marketplace. Not anymore. Okay. In the information age, you actually become less valuable as you get older. Interesting, huh? So things are changing. The rules have changed. Okay. The industrial age, people were employees for life. So that was just a fact of life. So the school system started and people were just employees for life. So that's what they knew. All right. Information age, more people are now free agents. Okay. To really make it in this life, you're a free agent. Okay. You're no longer just an employee for life. Okay. Industrial age, the smart kids went on to become doctors and lawyers. They made the big bucks. So doctors and lawyers made the big bucks. A couple more points here. The information age, the people who make the big bucks are athletes, actors, and musicians. Interesting. Many of the doctors and other professional people are actually making less than they did in the industrial age. Isn't that interesting? Crazy. Here's one more point on this. In the industrial age, you could count on the government to bail you out if you and your family got in financial trouble. Okay, you could count on it. Information age, we hear more and more politicians promising to save Social Security and other government safety programs. And you and I, and he basically says, you and I are smart enough to know that when politicians begin to make promises to save something, chances are that they are promising to, or what they're promising to save is already gone. Now, those are some interesting statistics, and I really want to point this out. There's a big difference between the industrial age and the information age. In the school system, they actually built their school curriculum. There's one more point in this introduction here that I wanted to point out. They actually built the school system back in the industrial age, or way before that, but the curriculum was built for the industrial age. They taught academic education, and he actually says this right here, and they taught professional education. So basically, becoming doctors, lawyers, plumbers, mechanics, and whatever you want to do to earn money once you leave school. That's what their curriculum was back then in the industrial age, and it is still now the same curriculum. It hasn't changed. So the information age hit, and it's still the same curriculum. Can you guys see a problem with this? If you're not adapting to what's happening out there, it's insane. So here's one of the things that they think that he thinks is missing from the education, and that is financial education. Okay, it's not taught in schools, but nowadays the education required to turn money, basically education required to turn money from your profession, whatever you choose to be your profession, and turn it into lifelong wealth and financial freedom or security. Your children don't know about this because it's not taught. You need financial education nowadays in the information age to really succeed, to get past these little hurdles, the government not helping you, no more retirement plans, etc. If you don't want to be a part of that 56 people who are relying on government or family when you're 65, you've got to get financially educated. You got to teach your kids about money. Very, very important. And I suggest also having a home-based business to really, expand your horizon, because like he was saying in this book, most people are free agents to really hit their wealth nowadays. And becoming an athlete, an actor, is not in everybody's future. But I truly believe anyone can build a home-based business. So I'll have a link below this video. You can find out more about our home-based business. Get with the person who invited you here. But really the most important thing I want to get out of this video is, get your kids educated. If you need to read this book, Rich Kid, Smart Kid, this is actually for parents. I highly recommend it because it's really going to help you know how to teach your kids, know exactly what they need so that they can succeed. So anyway, my friends, make it a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.